Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. Well, today I want to present to you the Buck 705 Pony. Now, this is the last of the 700 series knives for me to acquire, and with this knife, I now have completed the 700 series. I want to do an individual review on this because one of my goals with the channel was to try to build a reference library. So I've talked about the 700 series a lot, and you probably know all the type of wood and everything, but I'm going to go over it again. And the reason is, if there's someone out there that is looking to purchase a 705 Pony, or they run across one in an antique store and they want a little bit of information on it, by doing an individual review and putting it, Buck 705 Pony review in the title, when they search and looking for information, maybe this is a good reference point for them. I know I always appreciate it when I'm out doing research on knives. It helps to have a video out there. If somebody's already done a review on it, talked about it, I kind of know what I'm getting into before I purchase the knife. So this particular 705, this one was made in the year 2000, and it has no shield on it. And I went over that in one of my other knives in the 700 series. And just so you know, after this review, I'll give it a little time, and then I will do a video on the complete set of the 700 series so you can put it all into perspective. But again, this is birchwood handles or covers, inlays, as Buck refers to them. And this would be the nickel silver bolsters. Now, when they first started out in these series of knives, they were using stainless steel bolsters, and then they switched to stainless steel. But the Tiny Executive features this really nice little clip point and a coping blade. Now, I believe this knife to be new. I don't have the box for it, however. But at the website that I purchased this, they talk about there was a tornado and they lost a lot of their boxes and stuff due to a tornado several years ago. But I believe this to be, brand new. If it was used, it was very slightly used. As you look at that blade, sure don't look like it's been used at all. Of course, they're all hollow ground. This one does not have half stops in it. Another shot at that blade. Let's just get some measurements here real quick. So the coping blade looks to be, just over 1.5 inches. And our clip point here is right at 2 inches. So this is the Tiny Executive, and this is the 709 Yearling, which is the Executive. So you can see the difference in size, and you can see on this one from 1992, you can see the Buck logo there in block lettering and block tang stamp. So there's just kind of a size comparison there. Now this model is kind of fashioned after the Buck 305 Lancer. It's a fancier version of the Lancer. Here's a Lancer right here. And you can see it has a clip point blade too. But again, you get the nail nick up in the top, parallel here. And on the 700 series, they got the nail nick slanted down. And take a look at the coping blade. There you go. There's a comparison. Okay, let's get an overall length of the knife. Looks like we're just slightly over 2.5 inches for overall length on this knife. I don't have my scale handy, but the redneck scale here says it's pretty lightweight. Now, getting back to the shields here, I find it interesting that Buck has changed their shield several times, even on the same model of knife. Here's another Lancer. So you can see on one it's got Buck with the block lettering, and another Lancer it has the traditional Buck logo with the knife cutting through a bolt. And then on here, this one has no shield, this one has the block lettering, and as I showed on one of my earlier knives in the 700 series, the early ones came out in script. So as you're collecting Buck knives, you know, you'd like to have one of these with the script and maybe one without the shield to complete all three of them, but you know, that gets a little bit pricey to try to get that in depth. But I think there are collectors out there, they'll focus on a certain model, and they will get every conceivable variation of that model that they can find. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for the review of this wonderful little 5th pocket knife. You can see the fit and finish on there is very nice. It is scratched just a little bit, but maybe it was carried. I don't know. Just give you a little better close-up here on the construction. And once again, I will try to do a complete video. It's fun to see the entire family put together. And as I've talked about the knives and the different variations, it's nice to have them all in one video so you can actually see what the different variations are and what they mean. And so yeah. Well, I just want to thank everybody for joining in. The channel's been doing wonderful, getting a lot of great comments, a lot of great support, and it really does mean a lot to me. There's so many great channels out there, other places you can spend your time checking out knives, and so it's very special when you come here and spend some time here at Knife Delights. So until next time, have a delightful day, and don't forget, check out my Buck Knives playlist down here in the bottom right-hand corner.